Lying on our backs, with the knees bent, feet as wide as the mats, and the knees just resting on each other. The palms are facing up to the sky. Adjust the shoulders so the shoulder blades are flush. The knees are totally relaxed and collapsed, so there's a nice little pressure in that sacrum. Eyes are closed as we arrive, become present. Just enjoy that release within the hips. Big breaths, each inhale filling right up to the base of the belly. And each exhale, feel the sternum drawing down and towards the pelvic bones and towards the belly button. And then feel that belly button pull down into the spine. One more big breath in. And exhale. Then reach the arms up overhead and stretch out the legs, reaching the toes away from the fingers and the fingers away from the toes. Then bring your knees in towards the chest, gently rocking from side to side. Straightening the right leg up to the sky, rock the toes over the face and roll your way all the way up, crossing the ankles. And we're going to fold forward, stretching the arms ahead of you. Soften the shoulders, forehead towards the floor. Feel that stretch and release begin within the hips. And take note that that is pretty much where our class is headed today. It's all about the hip opening. And we know from history, hip opening classes are pigeon classes. Walk the hands back towards you, other ankle crosses to the front. And then you stretch those arms forward. Hello, Tracy.
Hello. I thought I didn't have electricity. In the meantime, it had tripped, so I will just catch up.
Awesome. Walk the hands back towards you. You're going to place the hands gently on the knees and do some seated cat and cow. So take an inhale, roll the shoulders back. Shoulders roll right down the spine as you open up the chest. And then exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine out. And having a firm grasp on the knees as you stretch the spine into those shoulders. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, chest pulls forwards. And exhale, tuck the tailbone, round it out. Two more. Inhale, pulling on those knees, arching through the spine. It's a cat and cow, so you want to move that whole spine as much as possible. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round it out, engaging or spreading those shoulder blades. Last one, inhale, roll it back, lift the chin, stretch the neck. And exhale, tuck the tailbone, round it out. And coming up to a neutral spine, we're going to interlace the fingers behind the back, roll shoulders back and down, lift the hands away from the bum. Lengthening, expanding across the chest and collarbones. I believe my connection is a little bit unstable today, so bear with me. It is a slow class and there's nothing overly fancy, so you should all have, it's nothing too complicated, so have some peace of mind that you're probably on the right track. If you do lose me, just keep flowing with your body. Placing the hands in front of you, rocking on over onto your hands and knees, into your box position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Shins are parallel to one another. I'm going to tuck the tailbone round the spine, squeezing those hips forwards and tucking your chin in towards your chest. As you exhale, arch the spine down, drawing the shoulder blades back together, opening up the chest to face out in front of you. Inhale, tuck the tailbone, round it up. And exhale, arch it down. Inhale, round for 3. Exhale, down. Inhale, round for 4. And down. And last one, round it up for 5. And exhale, down. We're going to shift the body forwards, come to lie on your tummy. Hands next to the chest. Roll the shoulders back, take a little baby cobra. Inhale as you gently press the hands into the floor, ever so slightly, using mostly the spine muscles. And release. And keep the knees on the floor. Pull the hips back, stretching out the arms, tucking tailbones and heels into your child's pose. Walking your hands off to the left side of the mat, right hand to the left, stretching off to the left side of the mat. And then walking the hands off to the right hand side, left hand on top of right hand. Shifting back through center, lifting forward back into your butt. So we're going to stretch the left leg out and then parallel to the ground. Right arm lifts up alongside the right ear. Squaring off the hips so they point towards the ground. You're going to tuck toes and fingers right down to the floor. Keeping the arm and leg straight, and then lift them back up. Tap again for 2, and lift, 3, lift, 4, lift, and 5, and hold up parallel for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switching sides, left arm reaches forward, right leg reaches back, parallel to the ground, and we tap and float for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up on this last one for 5, 4, make sure you're not arching the back to lift the leg too high, but keep the bum squeezing and releasing the hand knee down to the ground. Keeping the hips directly above the knees and walking the arms forward, dropping the chest down to the ground into your puppy pose. Hips stay directly above the knees, bum right up to the sky. Releasing your stretch, take your right arm, threading it through underneath the left armpit, coming to line the right shoulder, right ear. And then the left hand's going to slide across the front of the mat over to the right hand side of the mat. So you get a good rotation through the torso, getting the chest to face the sky. Left hand to the left of the mat, right arm extends out to the front, and then left arm threads through underneath the right armpit, coming to line left shoulder, left ear. Right hand slides off to the left side of the mat, so your chest rotates towards the ceiling. Slide the hand back, left arm comes forward. We're going to bring the body all the way back down onto your tummy. Hands under shoulders, roll the shoulders back. Take your inhale to float the chest up off the floor. And then tucking those toes under, pull the hips back, stretch the arms out. Modified child pose with the soles, with a stretch across the soles. Then lifting the hips up to a downward facing dog. Heels sink down to the ground as the arms press overhead. Start to draw that tailbone right up to the sky. Right leg lifts up towards the ceiling. Then I shift forwards into a plank, right knee comes to right elbow. And then kick the right leg back up to the ceiling. And then place the right foot back down. Left leg lifts to sky. Shift forwards to plank, left knee to left elbow. And then extend the left leg back up to the sky. And place the foot down. Walking the feet to the front of the mat. Feet are hip distance apart. Tuck the chin in, grasping opposite elbows into your ragdoll. Releasing the arms, tucking the tailbone, scooping the abs in as you round and roll your way all the way up to standing. Squeezing the hips forwards and rolling the shoulders back and down. Take an inhale, reach the arms up to the side. Interlace the fingers, palms up, arms roll back behind the ears. And exhale, swan dive, fold forwards. Palms to the ground, right foot steps back. Right knee drops down, unclip the right toes, take an inhale, reach the arms up. Interlace the fingers, index fingers pointing up to the ceiling. Tucking the tailbone and gently shifting the hips forward, gazing up towards the sky. Just finding that gentle stretch across the hip flexor of the right side. Exhale, fold forwards, one hand either side of the front leg, pull the hips back, straighten out the left leg, and then start to straighten out the spine as well. You have one hand either side of the shin, or you can lift the hands up onto the shin itself. Having the feet a little wider also helps with the balance, but try not to rotate the hips. Keep the left hip pulling back and the right hip pulls forwards, and then untuck that tailbone. Taking a big breath in, and as you exhale, melting forward, sending your forehead toward that shin. Shifting the body weight forwards, and then take the left hand to the inside of the left leg. Walking the left foot to the outside edge of the mat, and then pushing the left knee open, letting it fall to the side. You can roll over to the outside edge of the left foot if it's comfortable, otherwise just pressing the knee open as the pelvis sinks down to the floor, looking to stretch into the left hip socket. Rolling back onto the sole of the foot, take the left hand to the outside of the left foot, tuck the toes, lift the knees, step it back, down and facing dog. Lifting the heels up nice and high, tighten the tummy, roll forward with the plank, shoulders move over wrists. Lower the knees, chin and chest, or full chaturanga down. Unclip the toes, press up to full cobra or baby cobra, whichever one feels better on your back, maybe even just resting on the forearms for Sphinx. Tuck the toes under, pull the hips back, stretch the arms out. Allow the tailbone to draw down towards the heels. Lifting the hips up to a downward facing dog. Right leg draws up to the side. Lift high up onto the left toe. Shift forwards to plank, right knee to right elbow. Strong core, we hold. Then extend the right leg back up to the sky. And shift forwards, right knee to left elbow. We cross over this time. And then extend it back up to the sky. And then right foot to the front of the mat. Dropping the left foot down to 45 degrees, cartwheel up, warrior two. Left hand to the back of the mat, right hand to the front. Right knee is open, left leg is straight. Soften the shoulders. Left hand drops down to left calf, right arm reaches up and over. Palm flips to face the floor. Soft through that backhand as it floats down the back thigh or calf. Big inhale into the right side body. And then we cartwheel down either side of the front foot. Roll onto the ball of the back foot. We're going to shuffle the fingertips forward, shift the weights into the right leg, flick the left leg up, and then draw the feet together at the front of the mat. So we're just getting a little pop and step. Tuck the tailbone, we roll our way up to standing, one vertebra at a time. Rolling shoulders back and down. Take an inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. As you exhale, swan dive, fall forwards. Then inhale, halfway lift to tabletop. The hands can press into the shins or into the thighs, but work that tailbone to the sky. Exhale, fall forwards, bend the knees, hands to the floor, left foot steps back. Left knee drops down, and flip the left toes. Take an inhale, reach the arms up. Interlace the fingers, index fingers pointing upwards, right knee over right ankle. Tucking the tailbone and squeezing the hips forward and then squaring off the pelvis. So the left hip pulls forward, right hip pulls back. Gaze is up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, one hand either side of the front foot. Pull the hips back, straighten out the right leg. Start to flatten and lengthen the spine. Finding that stretch through the right hamstring. The more you point those right toes, you may even find a stretch across the front of the right foot. As you exhale, melt the forehead down towards the shin. Hands can be on the shin if necessary. Shifting the body weight forward, left hand to the ground. Right hand and foot swap, so the right foot walks off to the right side of the mat. Rolling to the outside edge of the right foot and sinking the pelvis towards the floor. You can use the right hand on the inside of the knee to push the knee open. Nice, and working that back thigh, the front of that back thigh, right down to the floor. Rolling back onto the sole of the foot, right hand to the outside of the right foot. Tuck the toes, lift the knee, step back to a downward facing dog. Tailbone to sky. Lifting the heels up nice and high, tight the tongue, roll the body forwards into plank, shoulders over the wrists. Squeezing the glutes. Straight body plank. Lowering the knees to the chest or full chaturanga down and flip the toes, press up the cobra. Draw the shoulder blades back, collarbones lengthen, chest is open. Then tuck those toes under, pull the hips back, stretch the arms out, and then draw the tailbone right up to the sky. Left leg lifts towards the ceiling, lifting high up onto the right toes, shift the body forwards to plank, left knee to left tricep. Kicking the left leg back up to the sky. And then left knee to right tricep, cross it over. Take it back up to the sky. And then left foot to the front of the mat. Getting it right between the hands. Drop the right foot down 45 degrees. Cartwheel the arms up, warrior two. Left hand to the front, right hand to the back. Left knees over left ankle, tuck the tailbone under. Soften the shoulders. Dropping the right hand down to the right calf, left arm reaches up to the sky. Maybe extends over to the back of the mat. Sliding your right hand down that back shin, back calf. Floating your way back up, warrior two. Cartwheel the arms down either side of the front foot, roll onto the ball of the back foot. Shuffle the fingertips forward. Lift the right leg up as high as you can and step the right foot to the front of the mat. Just get that little swoosh through the leg as you bring it to the front. Adjust the feet so they are hip distance apart. Tucking the chin in, we're going to grasp opposite elbows and allow the weight of the forearms and elbows to pull you into a forward fold. You can bend the knees as needed. Just taking a few deep breaths as we settle into that hamstring stretch. I also feel quite nicely in my mid-back today. I think I've been overdoing a little, underdoing it really, sitting too much today. My mid-back feels the stretch as the shoulders pull away from the spine. Then releasing the arms, tuck the tailbone, we roll up one vertebra at a time. Squeezing the hips wide. Roll the shoulders back. Take an inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. On our next inhale, we're going to bring the arms down to a cactus position or goddess arms. Elbows and palms draw back, open chest, length across collarbones, squeezing the mid back together. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. As you exhale, swan dive, fold forwards. Bend the knees, right foot steps to the back. Drop the right heel down to 45 degrees. Inhale, reach the arms up, warrior one. Hips are square, arms are straight to the sky, palms turned in. Swing the right hip more forwards and the left hip pulls more back. And then the tailbone, exaggerated. The tailbone tucks under and the hips squeeze forwards and then open through the upper back. We're going to roll onto the ball of the right foot. So on the toes, reach the arms around the back, interlace the fingers behind you, roll shoulders back and down, open up the chest. As you exhale, fold forwards, taking your tummy to the inner thighs and knuckles pull up and overhead. Releasing the hands down, palms to the floor, step back to a downward facing dog. Heels sink down. Lifting the heels high, tuck the tailbone, tighten the tummy to draw you forwards into your plank, squeeze the glutes at the front. Lower knees, chin and chest or full chaturanga down. Unflip the toes, press up the cobra. Tuck the toes under, pull the hips up, downward facing dog. Walking the big toes together, open up the knees to the outside edge of the mat, pull the hips back, child's pose. Melting tummy between those thighs, the knees are nice and wide. Shifting the body forwards, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up, down dog. Drawing the right leg up towards the ceiling. Shift forwards to plank, right knee to chest, and we're going to scoop the right knee to the right side of the mat and the left foot's going to draw across to the left. Untuck the toes of the left leg and slide the leg out behind you. So you want your right knee at the front and twist it out. In an ideal world, we have this right shin parallel to the front edge of the mat, but we still also want the hips square to the front edge of the mat, and you kind of want to be sitting on your bum. So finding that position with the leg closer-ish to you, so that your body is facing the front of your mat in your pigeon pose. And taking a big breath in, as you exhale, walk the arms forward, melting your tummy to your shin. You can rest here on your forearms and elbows, or you can stretch the arms all the way out in front of you. And hold it for a long moment here. Just focusing on your breath, focusing on the tension. Allow your tummy muscles to soften and your shoulders can soften. Really melting into that glute stretch. sending all that nourishing oxygen right down to those muscles which might not be too pleased with you right now. And then walk the hands back towards you. Puff out the chest of your pigeon, and then palms connect to the ground. We tuck the left toes under, lift the hips up and step the right foot to the back of the mat. Keeping the hips nice and high, we're going to walk the feet forward, bending the knees if you need to. Once you're in your forward fold, you're going to bend your knees nice and deep, wrap the arms around the back of the calves, grasping the ankles or the Achilles, and tuck the elbows behind the knees. So nice and deep in that bend. Once you have a firm grasp on the feet, you're going to straighten out the legs without losing the contact of tummy to thighs. So it's a really nice and deep hamstring stretch. Releasing. Arms are heavy, tuck the tailbone, scoop into the abs as you roll your way up one vertebra at a time. All the way to standing, shoulders all back and down. Take an inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. As you exhale, tuck the elbows down into your cactus arms. Inhale, lift the arms back up. As you exhale, fold forwards. Knees bend, palms connect. This time your left foot steps back. Drop the left heel down to 45 degrees. Take an inhale for warrior one. Arms extend to the ceiling and square up the hips as you lunge into your right knee. So right knee is directly over right ankle. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Roll onto the ball of that left foot, punching the fists down to the ground, keeping the palms together. As you exhale, tummy to the inner thigh, knuckles reach up and overhead. Releasing the hands down, one hand either side of the front foot, stepping back into a downward facing dog. Heels to the floor. Tailbone to the sky. Heels lift up nice and high. Tuck the tailbone around forwards to plank. Lower knees, chin and chest, or full chaturanga. Press up for cobra. Tuck the toes under. Lift the hips up. Downward facing dog. And walking your feet to the front of the mat. We're going to cross the right. Oh no, we forgot the. Walk back into a down dog. Forgot our pigeon on the other side. So back into downward facing dog. Left leg draws up to the ceiling. Then shift forwards. Draw the left knee to the left side of the mat and the left foot to the right side of the mat. Shin down. Untuck the toes and slide that right leg behind you. Grabbing a seat and adjusting this left foot so your shin is parallel to the front of the mat as much as possible. And then walking the arms forward onto your forearms or all the way down. Tummy to shin, arms stretched out, forehead to the floor. And hold there for a few deep breaths. Surrendering into the pain, embracing it. Allow the tension to just melt away. Maybe not melting, maybe you have to actively chase it. If the tension has no room, it doesn't serve the pose. Acknowledge that it's probably not that comfortable. Releasing in forward fold. Bring the hands underneath the chest to press yourself up tall. Tuck the toes of the back leg, lift the knees, step the feet back to a down dog, and then walking the feet to the front of the mat. Crossing your right ankle behind the left, we're going to bend the knees and have a seat with the ankles crossed, or just making your way to a seated posture. We're going to take the right hand to the outside of the left knee, the left hand to the ground behind you. Roll that left shoulder back and find your torso twist. Imagine you want to get your belly button to the point of the left hand side. Maybe even point behind you. Whatever visual helps you twist a little deeper. Releasing your rotation, taking the left hand to the outside of the right knee, right hand to the ground, base the spine, and twist. Roll your right shoulder back and pop your left shoulder more forwards. And releasing your twist. Lifting the knees and straightening the legs out in front of you. Hands either side of your thighs. You're going to reach the arms forward. You can point the toes or flex the feet. Do what works better for you today. And better could mean a deeper stretch, or better could mean something a little bit easier. Easier isn't always easier either. Admitting that you need something to be easier today is a hard challenge. We push ourselves so much, so often, that feels like deserving an easy session is, well, we don't deserve an easy session. It's okay to go gentle. Sometimes that is what your body needs. Releasing, coming upright, we're going to bring the heels in, lift the arms parallel to the ground, and then lift those shins up into your boat pose. Awesome, awesome. For 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet down, straighten the left leg, draw your right knee, right sole of the foot into the left inner thigh. Reach the arms forward as you stretch the hands towards the feet. Sending your chest towards your shin instead of just rounding in on the little ball. You want to find the length through the spine as your hands extend out. Sliding your way back up, take the bent leg, crossing it over the extended leg. So your right foot, sole of the foot to the outside of the left knee. Wrap the left arm around the right knee and the right hand to the ground behind you. Propping yourself up nice and tall and twist the torso. Trying to get your belly button to the outside of your thigh. Maybe use an extra helping hand perhaps. Adjust the clothes as needed. Maybe it's the clothes that are restricted and holding you back. Releasing your rotation, send your right leg forward, left foot comes in, sole of the foot to the inner thigh. One hand either side, slide it out, working to keep the tailbone extended and the shoulder blades drawn back as you send your chest forwards towards that shin. Releasing your forward fold, coming upright, taking the bent leg, cross it over, sole of the foot to the outside of the thigh. Wrap the opposite arm around the knee, so it's the left leg crossing over the right knee. So we're taking the right arm around that left knee, left hand to the ground behind you, roll the left shoulder back, right shoulder pulls forward, trying to get your shoulder over and past the left knee. If you want, you can tuck the elbow to the outside. Yeah, everyone's there already. That's great. And then you're trying to get that belly button to the outside of the thigh. Releasing your rotation. Bringing both soles of the feet in. Reach the arms out, lean it back, lift the shins. And then straighten the legs. If you can, if not, just work on activating those quads and pulling against those tight hamstrings and holding the balance. So long as the feet just aren't dangling and chilling and having a good time, you must be active. It's not going to get there if we avoid it, unfortunately. It would be nice if we could just get there by thinking about it, but unfortunately that's not how our bodies like to operate. They like to be difficult about these things. So that we can fall in love with the journey. Bending the knees, place the feet down on the ground, tuck the tailbone and roll through the lower back, connecting from the lumbar spine through to the upper back, and we'll reach those arms overhead. Straighten out the legs along the mat and find that big stretch down the length of the body. Arms pulling out the top and toes pulling out the bottom. Big inhale. And as you exhale, bring your knees in towards your chest. Wrap the arms around the knees, rocking gently from side to side. Placing the feet down on the ground, interlacing the fingers behind your head. Knees and feet are hip distance apart. Elbows are lengthened away from the body. Taking a big breath in as you exhale, lift the head and shoulders up off the ground. And inhale as you come back down. Exhale, lift for 2. Inhale down. Exhale, lift for 3. Inhale. 4. Inhale. 5. 6. 4 more. 7. 8. 9. And last one. 10. And down. Placing the arms alongside the body. Tucking the tailbone and peel the hips up off the floor. Squeezing the glutes and drawing those lower abdominals to lift the pelvis right up to the sky. Then rolling your spine back down one vertebra at a time, feeling the ribs go down to the floor. And untuck the tailbone. We're doing 4 more. Tuck the tailbone, scooping into the abdominals, peel the spine off the mat like a string of pearls. And then roll the spine back down one vertebra at a time. Connecting to the ground. Tuck the tailbone, peel it up. Remember 3 out of 5. Squeeze the glutes, lift the hips high, high, high. And roll your way back down. Tuck, roll it up to 4. Press your heels down into the ground. And roll back down. And last one, tuck the tailbone, peel it up for 5. Lift, 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 lift. And roll your way back down, one vertebra at a time. Straighten the left leg along the floor, right knee comes in, interlace the fingers and pull the knee towards your chest. Then take the right knee across the body, twisting out the torso, stretch your right arm along the floor, or you can take your right hand behind your head, just using the opposite hand to pull that knee right down to the ground, getting that torso twist, pulling through the lower back and across the pelvis, into the hip, and maybe down the outer thigh, but mostly I want you to feel this in the lower back. If you feel it lots in your glutes, but nothing in your lower back, then try and soften your rotation and allow the hips to really roll on over, but without letting the right shoulder lift off the floor. Lifting back up, right leg straightens along the mat, left knee comes in, interlace the fingers, give it a nice big squeeze, and then left arm either along the ground or hand behind the head, and then use the right hand to cross the knee over to the right side of the body. Right hand is somewhere along the outside of this left thigh, maybe all the way up at the hip, allowing the pelvis and hips to really rotate on over. Releasing your rotation, coming up to center. Bend the knees, cross your right ankle over your left knee. Reach the hands through to the back of the left thigh. And pull that left thigh towards you. So long as you do both, it's fine. It doesn't really matter which one you start with. And then so long as you're feeling a stretch in the glute of the crossed leg, well, of the leg that's crossing over, not the leg being crossed. Release the left foot down, right foot down. Left ankle crosses over right knee. Reach the hands through to the back of the right thigh. And pulling the right thigh towards you. Releasing the feet down, left knee to chest, right leg up to the sky. Rock the toes over the face and round and rock your way all the way up. Nice. Good. Ankles crossed. Walk the arms forward, melting tummy to thighs or shins. Chin to chest as the neck softens and the shoulders relax. And walk the hands back towards you, other ankle crosses to the front. And reach the arms forwards. Walking the hands back upright, hands softly onto the knees, roll the shoulders back, think tall spine, take a big breath in. As you exhale, sigh out the breath. One more, inhale. And sigh it out. And relax. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon.